Hello everyone, this is LE Diecast, and I am going to make a series of videos that's going to try and break down the 2012 Hot Wheels collection. As most of you know from my Facebook page, I try to collect all the cars in each mainline series, so all the color variations and at least the official wheel variations or that Hot Wheels acknowledges. And I think I have the entire 2012 collection done except for one car, and I'll point that one out when we get to it. But I'll do this in groups of about 30 cars, and let's get going. The Troy Soldier is the first one. It came in two color variations. There was a gold and a green. And the gold one was the harder one for me to find. Next up is the 64 Chevy Chevelle SS. It came in a red and a gray color, and I believe the red color was the harder of these two to find. And I don't remember which ones are Walmart exclusive, Kmart colors in most cases, but I'll point those out where I can. I think most of these were regular mainline colors, but as you collectors know, sometimes some colors can be harder to find than others. This is in the Imparable, one of the Jorge Lorenzo designed cars. Kind of a cool car, has a motorcycle rider in it. It came in a blue and a black. Next up is the Ford Falcon race car. It came in a blue. The blue one was by far the harder for me to find. And a white. You can see the blue has a blue roll cage. The white has a grayish blue roll cage. Next up is the BMW M3 GT2, and this one came in a white and a black variation. And if I remember right, the white one was the harder of the two to find. I think the black one was pretty common. It showed up in a few cases. Next up is the 71 Plymouth Roadrunner, and this is probably my most beat up card of the entire collection. This one barely counts as in the collection. He will go as soon as I find a better substitute, but I have not found another one, which makes the purple one the harder to find, obviously. And it also came in a red. And I have these, a few of these I have on the short card. I don't tend to care about what the cards are, international, domestic release, short cards, whatever. I try to get the long cards where I can, but it really doesn't matter to me. Next one is the Growler. This is the black version, which I had a real hard time finding. It turns out it didn't seem to be that hard to find. I found a lot of them after I found it, but it also came in a tan. Probably the ugliest of all the cars in the entire 2000 line, if you ask me. I don't really like that tan one too much. Next up is the 2012 Mustang Boss, the 302 Laguna Seca. Is that guy? And he comes in two other color variations. There was the black. There's a gray version. And there was a blue. The blue one for me was the harder to find. And then next up was the Camaro, find one here, the Camaro ZL1, 2012 Camaro ZL1. And this one came in four color variations. There was the blue, there was a green, The blue and the green, I think, were the two easiest to find. There was a yellow. The yellow was a Kroger's exclusive. And I did not have any trouble finding it, but I know a lot of people did. And I have quite a few of these yellow ones. And then there was a red. And I believe the red was either a Kmart exclusive, a Walmart exclusive, or it was in limited cases or something. It was the harder of the group to find. Next up is number 10. That's the funny side up. This one comes in a red and a blue. It looks black there, but it's a blue color. It's kind of a dark emerald blue. Both of those also had two different wheel colors, which Hot Wheels started doing quite a bit in 2012 and has continued into 2013. Next up is the 2013 Viper SRT. It only came in the red. Zoom in on that. This is a nice car. Next up is number 12, and that was the, get the name right, Lamborghini Aventador. It came in a red, or sorry, scratch that, gray and an orange. There you go. I don't remember which of those two were harder to find, if any of them were hard to find. I have a lot of the gray, not very many of the orange, so maybe the orange was the harder one. Next one is the Hypertruck. And this guy was a truck. He's got a truck bed in the back. And he came in a, let's arrange that so you can see it. He only came in the red. If you've kind of seen a pattern, Hot Wheels tends to put out color variations on the muscle cars. They probably figure the collectors are going to buy those. The fantasy cars, they don't tend to put out a lot of color variations on. Next up, the very popular Mars Rover Curiosity. This one was real hard to find. I have two, but I found that one hard to find. There was only one per case of this one. Next up is the number 15, and that is the Spin King. And Spin King came in two colors. This blue one was the harder of the two to find, and it came in a green also. The green was pretty easy to find. Whoops. The reason it keeps falling is it's got a metal base. It's a pretty heavy car. That car is real good on the track, by the way. Usually those metal base fantasy cars are. Next up is number 16. That is the 73 Pontiac Firebird. And the Firebird came in this rust color and in a green color. And if my voice keeps fading in and out, I apologize. I'll try to fix that in post. But I keep moving over here to grab the next car. The Pontiac Firebird came in the green and the rust. Next up is number 17. That was the kit car. Kind of the same story as the Curiosity Rover. The kit car, I think, only came in one per case. And was a hard car to find. One of the harder cars to find of the 2012 series. Next up, number 18, BMW Z4M. This one came in two colors. The black and the white. The black one kind of has a story. I saw a bunch of them. I really didn't like that car when I first saw it. I figured I'd pick it up later and actually never saw it again. And to this day have never seen another black one. So the black one for me was very hard to find. I ended up buying the one I got on eBay. Could have had it for $1 and probably paid $7 for it. Next up is the Quicksand. Quicksand came in two colors. Both seemed pretty easy to find for me, the blue and the orange. This one, not real popular. Was on the pegs quite a bit. Next up was the number 20, and that is the Chevrolet SS in green. Strangely enough, he only came in green. That looks like a model they would have put out different colors on, but they didn't, as far as I know. Next up is 21, and that is the orange BMW 202. This guy also came in white. The orange was the harder of the two to find, I believe. There's the white. Next up, number 22, which is the 1985 Chevrolet Camaro. Can't read it, have my thumb on it. IROC Z. This one came in a red. The red was the harder to find. And a black. The black seemed to be very easy to find. I think that showed up in a lot of cases. I usually get my cars through cases, and you've probably heard me mention the cases. What happens with a lot of these cars is number 23 is the 12 Chevrolet Z06. It only came in black. What happens with a lot of these cars is some of them will be released in multiple cases, and some of them will only be released in one case. And you might get 3 per case, 1 per case, but if they only come in 1 per case, they tend to be the harder ones to find. Next up is the number 24, and that's the 2012 Volkswagen Beetle. This was another one. When I first saw it, I didn't think much of it. It kind of looked like a Matchbox car to me, and I didn't get it, and I was sorry I didn't get it the first time I saw it, because it got to be kind of hard to find. I ended up finding that one on the pegs, but I was kicking myself for not picking it up. Next up is the 408 Spider. These next two cars, these Spiders, are, I thought they were the same car for a while. They look the same. The 408 came in a yellow and a red, and I believe the red is the harder of these two to find. And then, strangely enough, they have the Porsche Boxster Spider, which I will just slide this one in, and you will see they look very similar. If you're a Porsche aficionado, you're probably screaming at me right now, explaining the differences. But to me, on the pegs, I got these confused for a while. And the Boxster came in a red and a white, and I had trouble finding both of those. So I don't know which one was the harder to find. Last in this series, or for this video, we will end on the Bat. This one got a lot of press, a lot of attention, and was very hard to find. I've actually only found one on the pegs, and that's the one you're looking at. I know the collectors bought these up, and they don't seem to go for a lot online, but I never saw another one. So that's going to wrap up this video. That was number 1 through 27. I'm going to continue to make these videos and post them on YouTube until we get through the entire collection. And you can like us at LE Diecast, and that's on Facebook. You can also just Google that, and it'll take you to the Facebook page. But we have a group of people there, and we're always doing trades, and we basically just try to trade value for value on cars and get the cars to people that want them. And it's a great little community if you like Hot Wheels and you just want to hang out and talk about cars and diecast toys and so forth. So thanks for watching. This is LE Diecast, and I will see you in the next video.